How's it going, Shaq?
What's the goods go cold?
Okay, I guess. I don't know. I feel weird.
Why is that?
It's just been a weird week. Um
Okay.
I just feel it, you know. I just feel it.
Oh,
Other
Cynthia Pong.
than that, everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
Um
often do you get that feeling?
it's not all the time. It's partially uh the world is a lot right now.
Yeah.
Occasionally some of that seeps through the cracks and I get very sad about that.
Mm.
And then also someone like an ATL hip hop legend guy passed away earlier this week. Uh
Oh.
Andre Let is his name. He went by the name Drez the Beatnik, and he was originally from Philly but has been in Atlanta for, I'd probably say, most of his adult life, and he just, if there was a hip hop thing, he was there. If there was an underground hip hop thing, he was there. He was hype man extraordinaire, beatboxer extraordinaire, um, and just, uh, very important for the scene and the culture, and he had been ill for a little while, but, he passed away on earlier this week. So that's been weighing on me heavier than I thought because it really is like uh just the end of it's not like it's the end of an era. There are plenty of people who are coming along who are furthering the cause in their own way. But like
Right.
it's just rough to see one of your contemporaries uh pass away. And then I think about how there was a time before before my parents passed away where my dad, every conversation is just them, every phone conversation ends with him just giving me a laundry list of who died,
Okay.
you know? Uh, it's like you, at a certain point, you just accept it and it's sad but you move on, but then you get to where it's like, well, this week it was so and so and you remember blah blah blah, he was the one, he's the uncle of the girl in the church with the bub, well, he died and blah blah blah, it's like a, yo, I know maybe a quarter kinda of the list of people that you're giving me, and how are you
Yeah.
just rattling this off like you're on the news? And that's just a thing, you know what I mean? Just like a thing as you get older, and it's just like, "Yeah, nah, we ain't living forever." I know
Yeah,
that.
yo.
You're right. So just like, "Oh, okay, well, I wonder how long, until I'm at that point where it's just like, so and so died." I just feel like that's all older people talk about in a way that's just very, huh. So,
Yo.
yeah.
It
So it's just been a heavy, kind of a heavy week in various ways.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, not like, don't cry for me, Argentina. I'll be fine. You know?
man, I do hope you're okay.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Drez.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I I def feel you on that. I have become more cognizant of like I still don't feel like I don't feel young, but I don't feel that I'm old.
Mhm.
But I also like have to acknowledge that like I'm more than half. And that's not
Yeah.
something that I don't always click. Like that's the fault I think in my thinking. Like if you ask me like how I feel, I assume I'm like, oh, I'm like, I still got plenty of legway. I'm like, nah, you could be a
Mm-mm.
solid 2/3 the way, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
You
Yep.
know, like you being real cocky right now.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
anything more than that is like gravy, my G.
Mhm.
So yeah, like I have to be cognizant of that. Um, and I get it from like the young people in my life a lot. My kid sister is like in her 20s and like she'll literally just start conversations with me. She'll be like, "Hey, I just called check in." And I'm like, "Okay, what's up, sis?" And she's like, "Yeah, so you know you're old, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, like what did I say to you?" Like what like and she'll literally just like call me to like remind me of my age, remind herself that like I'm still available.
Mhm.
And like she's like, yeah, like she's like if you die, I miss you. So like you can't die. And I'm like, well, like I don't control that
Okay, right.
fully. Uh you know what I mean? But
Okay.
she's like,
That's
yeah,
a
she's like, it hit me that like you're old. I'm like, why are you saying this to me now? She's like, well, like, um, I'm doing the stuff that like you used to do when I was little. And I'm like, oh, if I'm doing that, he got to be doing what mom and dad are doing. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of
okay.
how it works.
Yeah, I mean, it's math. It's all
Yeah.
math.
Like, I don't know what to tell you, you
Yeah.
know? But she's like, you used to like leave the house to like go do stuff. And like I would be at the house and I didn't understand why like mom and dad would be like mad. Like that kid's out all night. And like now they're just telling me that. And I'm like, I haven't heard that about you in years. And I'm like, yeah. I'm usually just wondering when those days are gonna start for me actually.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's like, yo, that's crazy, you know?
Okay. I feel it could just be something in the air. I'm sure there's something happening with planets and stuff. Today's a full moon. Like who know it could just be the weirdness of a full moon already. Maybe it's more emotional than usual and so that's just where my head went. But, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. By Friday I'll be fine.
No, I feel you. I will
Uh-huh.
say I do feel a certain level of I notice like when my creative writing gets like really emo, I start to wonder if something's in the air.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that because, as I have this show that is today. If you're if you're listening when we drop this episode,
Word up, word
it's
up.
tonight. Am I prepared? I mean, uh, early early this week in the shower, I ran down. I said out loud like how I think I want it to go, and I definitely have some idea of an outline that I'm trying to get down on paper now. As far as what goes in there, they're just like, I think this is funny, but I haven't written out what I there's just I'm now at the this is what I think is funny about it, but I haven't written like the joke to get everyone there, maybe.
Right.
Like I'm just saying it and then I guess I'll figure it out on there. Hey man, work in progress. I was being hard on myself for a while and then like yesterday I was like, look here, man. Uh, these are folks that are gonna come see you. You're certainly gonna get up there and go, "Hey, lower
Yeah.
all expectations, and then we'll just figure it all out together. It'll be fine." Industry ain't gonna be there. There's
Yeah,
no
they
such
should
thing
be.
because there's no such thing as industry anymore. The last person I knew who worked at Comedy Central just announced that he's done. Like, and so I'm like, "Well, that was
Real
it."
talk. Industry over.
Industry over. So, yeah, I'm just like, "What? It's
Oh.
it's whatever."
Yo, on that tangent, you know what I mean? You know how I felt the industry was over?
How?
Like this last wave of like auditions for all the festivals, like they have like, the audition runs to go do New Face or
Oh, right,
get
right,
onto
right.
this thing or whatever, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? And like I did the audition rounds and I think they went well. I got some callbacks for some, didn't get it because we still here, baby.
Hmm,
You would have
eh,
noticed the difference. My check would have been different,
I
but we
mean,
still
no,
here.
okay, sure, for some of those. I was thinking of Just for Laughs. Those are who knows when they tell people that they get that shit.
Fair, fair.
But it usually happens, like, the end of July or something.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, like you start like hearing like word of who got what or whatever.
mhm.
Um, but what I found interesting, this is the first year that like I saw the rooms were empty. Like
Really?
normally it's like, a third of the room will be industry. And
Right,
then random audience members usually are like, "Oh, this is a really fun show." They'll recognize the brand and come out, especially if
right.
the tickets are free.
Mhm.
Every round I went to for every audition, I'm talking like 40% capacity.
Really? They didn't even paper the room?
Yo, I don't think they could, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Straight up.
wow.
Like I think they tried to paper the room
Oh,
and people didn't
shit.
come out. And I was like, yo, that's wild. Like you getting the ticket comp.
Well, then, I mean, honestly, who knows why I'm doing this hour? Like, who knows
It's
why?
strictly for us, is what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
Like,
yeah, it's just I think honestly, it's just like, well, I came up with a name of a thing. I'm gonna try to say it, and then that might be it. This may be the only time I do it, or I may try to. Who knows? Who
yeah,
knows? Who
like,
cares? I don't. Yeah.
like when I said it, and I gotta watch myself because like I'm also like just old enough to like in rooms like this, I'm the elder statesman.
Right.
So like when I said it, I felt the young comics get a little sad. And I'm like, nah, this is freeing, my G. Like, you don't
Mm.
understand that like now make the thing you want to make because like you're not making it for them. You're making the thing you
Right.
want to make.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was genuinely like, oh, that's interesting. Like I wasn't saying it to be like Debbie
Like
Downer.
the industry's dead. It's just
Yeah, I
like,
was just like, oh, that's kind of trippy that like because I was seeing like a show upstairs that was packed that was strictly because of that comedian.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like, see, like I think that's kind of fascinating that the power dynamics pivoted like that now. That
Right.
like if you want to pack out a room, you got to say the comic's name, not the channel, not the TV show.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm like weirdly like this process still do it. There's value in it for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but you could just be the industry. You are the thing. You're the whole industry. You
Right.
could be the
Right.
whole movement. But I know like my initial like developing of the thought in the moment, there was some like really sad 20-year-olds around me. Like, and I'm like, nah, homie, you good. You gonna be
Well, I
fine,
mean,
baby.
yeah, perhaps, but if I may speak on behalf of the people who thought that they would get discovered at like a soda fountain counter and
No, I
then
feel
just
you.
become famous. That's a real bummer.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get discovered and then have to do little to no work.
yeah, I'm with you. Real
So
talk.
so what you telling me now is develop your own thing. I don't want to. I just want to show up. Why do I got to do all the work? Boo, boo,
Real talk.
boo.
Shot that. So for years, I'm a Brooklyn dude. I rep Brooklyn. I love I'm very East Coast hip hop centric.
Right.
That is exactly why I prefer Nas over Jay Z. As much as I like rock with Jay and
Mhm.
like I respect his business acumen, I kind
Okay.
of wanted to be Nas. Like, yeah, I'm a really cool poet, but I'm gonna disappear for 3 years after this album. Like, I felt like Jay was always like he had to be doing something in front of y'all for y'all to notice, homie. He like, all right, y'all ain't hear my album. I'm gonna open up this restaurant real quick. You heard about nah? Okay, let me get you a clothing line. Like he was constantly having to make the thing.
Wait,
Nas would just be like,
does Nas have a clothing line?
Nas initially signed a deal to like be the front man for like two different clothing lines
Okay, so
before like
that's
he finally was like, all right, I'll start making businesses. Like, but he didn't do like his own business run until like for real until like the last 10 years where like
okay.
Sweet Chick and Ring and all of that. But
Right.
like the first like
Wait, what
20
was the second
years,
one you said?
Ring, the Bell company, he
The
like rich now.
the camera?
Yeah, the camera company, Nas is like one of the investors in that.
Oh,
His money different now. Real talk. I think he realizes that, oh, I see what Jay doing. I gotta do this business shit too. Real talk. His poetry shit don't pay.
I mean, look, honestly, it's probably for the best that he waited till this far along to do it. Because if my man managed to, like, invest in Ring, you
Real
know what
talk.
I mean? And what's Jay-Z got?
Jay has a bigger net worth though, overall.
Sure, because 'cause he's been at it longer.
Yeah.
And he's been doing I mean, like you said, Nas is a poet, and he does disappear for 3 to 4 years between each record, and he also is chasing the high off of his debut album.
Right.
So, nothing fully matched that, and it wasn't enough of a switch for people to be like, "Oh, we like this
This
version
new
of
thing.
Nas
Yeah.
now, because y'all didn't like, You Owe Me with
Mm,
Genuine. Y'all didn't wanna accept his Timbaland era, which
none
we
of
will
that.
my man, moved slower and didn't have all of that Jay-Z was able to, like, flip it, a
Yeah,
couple of times, whereas Nas is like, "No, I kinda only do these things."
yeah, real talk, yo. He got a
So,
niche thing. He a character
sure.
actor, low key.
Huh?
He's a character actor, low key.
Probably more, yeah, yeah, he's a better actor, I would think, than Jay-Z,
Real talk.
for sure.
Hmm. I think
There's
he
one,
does that thing well. Like
yeah.
that's his bag.
Yeah, like, if I what else did he act in outside of Belly?
I don't know, but Belly was enough for me. I'm like,
See?
I
Wow.
real talk.
Nas makes one move and we make a decision.
That's all you got,
He
baby.
tries to go pop with Timbaland.
Real talk.
No, he
Huge
acts in
Nas fan.
one movie, and they're like, "That'll work."
I'm
Like,
good. Real talk. I don't, and like I don't need. It's not even because I'm mad. I don't need. Like I love Paid in Full. I don't need no more Cameron movies. That movie is the Cameron performance.
yeah, nah. I
It's
mean,
perfect.
yeah, was he acting?
Yo, to this day, I don't think he was.
Yeah, so sure, okay, that's
But I
fair.
feel you on this. I've had a melancholy feeling, but I've
Yeah.
had some moments of the things that have brought me out of it have been the youth. I will say.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
like for example, I'll tell you what. Like really, like had like I was feeling you until like Friday, and then Saturday. I've been doing this thing over the last 3 years now. My cousin's a school teacher. So I proctor a few SATs every year.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
I proctored one on Saturday, and this year they changed the SAT to it's like digital now. So
What?
yeah, so it used to be like Scantron on
Number 2
with the number
pencils?
two. Nope, none of that no more. It's on your iPad.
I don't like it
Um,
already.
so the test is shorter, which people have was one of the bigger complaints. Used to be like 3 hours on like the short end.
Uh-huh,
The whole experience now is 2 hours and 15 minutes, and that's
okay.
with the break time. So like mental health aspects, all of that was calculated.
Right.
Um, and essentially, what happens is like the test, each section is broken in two. So like you got two sections for math, two sections for English reading,
Mhm.
and depending on your score on the first half of each section, they give you one of two versions for the second section. So that like if you're getting crushed like on the regular questions, they're like, all right, that's not a fair assessment of you, but
Right,
we also don't want to give you a zero.
right.
Let's see like how these work with you. And then the other end too, like, yo, you did all of these 100% and you finished with 10 minutes to spare. Let's challenge you a bit and let's see if you can do these harder questions.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I find it kind of cool that like it gives you a more accurate read of your strengths and weaknesses, what to work on. But despite this whole pivot, they still give out a piece of scrap paper, and I uh I have to collect them at the end, and we have
Mhm.
to keep them for a year to ensure that if there's cheating, we could like get it as part of the like it's part of what you submit. So they got to write their name on each paper. If there's cheating, they're like with stuff that they look at in the investigation. After a
Okay.
year, you have to like get rid of it. So I noticed that like I've been collecting these things for like 2 years, leaving them in the same cabinet. And like every time I collect them, I find it fascinating. Like little kids, like how they process shit.
Right,
Like so, like they'll do math problems, but like I'll get comic books that they drew during the test.
right,
And then there's other people that like they do math and they'll do it like super organized, segmented, despite the fact that the paper is a blank sheet with no lines.
right.
Then other people do math, but they'll do it in like weird patterns of like they'll start in like a upper corner and like work their way out like the sun on in a drawing.
Okay.
Really trippy. And like, I don't know, looking at it, I was like, this is kind of dope. Like some beautiful mind shit. Like all these young people, you know what I mean? Like all of y'all brains work different, and I think that's dope. Uh
Right.
so I don't know how to use it yet, but I asked my fam, I was like, yo, can I keep the old ones? I want to see if I make like an art thing with it. So I,
Uh-huh.
I took all the old ones. This was like yesterday. So if anybody got any cool art ideas of how to like exhibit this, I'm like intrigued. I want to make something with these like really weird scrap papers of random high school kids in Queens.
What's your how do you process? Do you use scrap paper?
Yes, for everything.
Okay. When you are, like, say, for math, for example, how how does it look if you are trying to figure out something that is the problem itself is math based?
Yeah, I do the math. I try to. I still see lines like
Mhm.
in a loose leaf, so I still go straight down. But I like the freedom of no lines because I like writing notes. So like I'll write like arrows to be like, this is why you're doing this. Because for
Mhm.
the most part now, when I'm doing math, it's because I'm trying to pay a bill
Right.
or I'm trying to calculate what I'm gonna do if I hit this theoretical lotto. You know, like, if I hit this jackpot, this is how much goes to the house.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, like I like the straightforwardness of the math lines,
Mhm.
and then I do like arrows on the side for notes.
Do you doodle? Are you a doodler?
Heavy, heavy.
Okay.
Usually next to the notes, you'll see like stick figures, people happy. I'll draw the house.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. All right.
Real talk. And like I've been drawing. I learned how to draw like a version of the Incredible Hulk from a comic book when I was little, and like now I just draw the same muscle dude over and over again for like
Oh,
35 years.
kind of like when people learn how to draw Snoopy and they just draw Snoopy everywhere.
Yeah, real talk. I've been drawing the same dude for years.
Okay. All right. I doodle. It's nothing. They're just ink blots. I just outline a weird shape that's curvy on one end and sharp corners on the other. And then I color it in, and then I'll draw another one. Um, and I do that in order to process what I'm hearing.
Mm,
So I may keep some notes. I may write some notes out, like if I'm on a conference call or something like that, I will write out some notes, but the notes are like I could share 'em. They're what I'm hearing and my thoughts on what I'm hearing
okay.
all together. So if someone were to be like, "Oh, hey, can you send me your notes for blah blah blah?" I'd be like, "You don't want my notes because because you're getting my thoughts in it."
Yeah.
And, you don't want that part, and I probably didn't get everything that you're looking for. Um, and then I've got ink blots all over the page around it, and then when it comes to math, I just write out the math, um, so I rarely use a calculator, which is insane because 'cause they're on every phone,
Right.
and sometimes I'll put it in, and I'll go, "Okay, great," and then I will go ahead and redo it again, like, by hand. So if I'm trying to break something down, I will literally draw the little long division thing, and, oh, I love long division. I used to
Yeah.
just make up numbers, just write a whole bunch of numbers, throw that long division joint on it, and divide that bitch by 4. Like, I just love long doing that. There
That's
was
fire.
one time, um, I had the urge to do algebra. I was a full adult, and I
Wow.
just had the urge to do algebra, so I went to, like, a Borders or something and got, like, an algebra workbook,
Yo, real
and
talk. I was just about to Amazon the gift for you. Like, all right, let me see your workbook over here.
I mean, and I wish I knew where it was. I probably finished it or it got thrown out or something, but in my downtime I think I was at the porn store at the time, I would pull this out, and I would just do algebra, and my coworkers were like, What? What are you are you getting your GED or something?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I, just had a hankering for some algebra." And they're like,
Hell
"What
yeah.
is your problem?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what my problem is."
Yo, that's fire. Real talk, yo.
So, yeah, and I haven't done algebra in quite some time, so, I mean, not in a class way. Um But I'd do it again. I probably would if I was like, "Yeah, let's see if I still got it." I don't know if I ever had it, but I know I enjoyed the process of it.
I love the idea of there being like a street ball version of algebra. You know what I mean? Like, now I'll algebra in the organized leagues, but like,
No, no,
you know what I
no, it's
mean?
just this Yeah, it's called and X equals 1.
Oh man, there's a real professor. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Well, I'll be copping you an algebra book this year. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We gonna have bring back those memories for you, Sha.
I
It's
know.
gonna
It's
be a
not
vibe.
like I was killing it in algebra either. I mean, algebra 1 and 2, sure. Algebra 3, I couldn't get, but they also threw that in with trigonometry, like, the same year, and I got the trig, no problem, but algebra 3, I kept having a problem with. I don't know. My brain just stops at a certain point, I guess.
No, everybody does. Real talk.
I
I
guess
I
it
had great
does.
grades in math all throughout my life. And then I took a year off between high school and college
Right,
to do
and
the audio engineering. And then like I placed in the high math because of my grades.
okay.
So when I went there and I was like, yo, homie, this is a different guy. Like, I took like 2 weeks of that class. I was like, no, 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 no. No, you
No, we
got me
don't know. Yeah.
confused. That was the previous version. Real talk. We got to reset this here, my G.
Yeah.
Straight up, it was the only class I dropped my. I think I dropped like a weird class. I ain't like the professor later on, but that was the only class I dropped because I ain't like I couldn't handle the class. I was like,
Right.
nah, be like this ain't making it. Mm-mm. I was like this ain't gonna work for me. I took the class again, but I took tutoring the whole semester
Oh, wow. Yeah.
before just to be like I need to get back to this dude
Right.
because I gotta take this class at some point.
Did you get there?
Yeah, I mean, it was the only reason I did is because they told me you could take the other math, but then you got to take two math classes, or if you take this one, it's the only math you got to take.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'm a buckle up and like handle this.
Right.
But it was still like when I think I got like a B minus
Well, that's still
after like
good.
I feel you, but like I can't stress like I think I won the math award in like junior high, like and in high
Oh, okay.
school, like I was in like
Oh,
all the
alright,
advanced
yes.
classes, like
How the mighty have fallen
real
to a
talk,
B
yo.
minus. Got
It
it.
was humbling. It was humbling. Yo, real talk. And I'm like in a business school, so much of that based on the fact that like, oh, like you good at math, you'll crush it. Nah,
Mhm.
B. That low key might be why I got into the arts. Like I had to like reframe my whole like, who do you
Right.
see yourself as? Because it
Oh,
ain't this.
that's funny. I had always figured that if I became a teacher, which I always had in the back of my head, I was always like, "Well, I'll teach a math class." Even though I hadn't like I said, algebra 3 just wasn't working for me, but I also think that might have been the instructor. The instructor was bad at simple math. And
Ah.
so she was just writing stuff, and then someone would go, "That's all wrong because you added those 2 wrong." And she'd go, "Huh, look at that." And I'm like, "Not look at that, I shouldn't look at that." So, I mean, I if
Real talk, B. You can't
yeah.
Bob Ross the math, all right?
Yeah, I
It's
like,
no beautiful accidents.
if I had, like, a better instructor or instructor I could, or a tutor or something, I probably could, but I always figured, well, if I need to teach anything, I'll teach math because there are answers.
Word.
There are definite answers. This has to equal this thing.
Real talk. My
Um,
cousin is a math teacher in his high school, and he studied like chem and like math in college. But he told me he's like the first two algebras up until like around that point, he's like the reason I teach it is because you don't need like beautiful mind shit to get good at it. He's like, and that's kind of what's so dope to me that like there's advanced math that like yeah like you're like an artist at math just like how
mhm,
you're an artist at something else. It's just special brains get that shit,
right,
but like the entry level math, it's like it's a brute force game. Like he's like anyone can get an A, but it takes different hours of putting in the work. So like if you're a
okay,
math inclined person, yeah, you'll get it right away. And it'll be frustrating to you if you're not that to see someone else get an A without trying.
right,
But if you put in the hours, I can get you to an A. I
right,
believe that about everybody, but only for like these like four maps. Like once you
right,
get past that, yeah, it's different. But
mhm,
he's like, I think that's kind of dope that like if you're willing to put in time, you could do that because then it's like applicable to anything. He's like, once you learn that about yourself, you could apply it to all aspects of life.
Sure.
Real
Yeah.
talk, man.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, and it was also cool because like unrelated to that, but I view this cousin like I knew him just as a dude. So like I was like, oh shit, like you like care about teaching. You know what I mean? And, like it just like it made me happy like as a person. I was like, oh, like that's kind of dope. I didn't know like teachers like cared until
Yes,
like I
some
heard him
of them
talk about
do.
it.
Some
He's
of
like,
them
nah,
do.
B. He's
Yeah.
like, yo, like I just know you as like a dude that like listens to Onyx. You know what I mean? Like he's like, nah, B, I give a fuck. He's like, I like it. That shit blew my mind. I was like, oh shit, it's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Let's get into the news.
Okay.
Kicking us off, bear busts through nursing home window before being lured out with Rice Krispie treats. Okay, we kicking off fun.
I mean, who
Uh,
among us? Before I even
nurse,
hear the story, who among us?
yeah, real talk. I stole Gabby's Rice Krispie treats yesterday. Like she bought a box and like she tried to hide it from me, and
Mm.
I was like, nah, B, I know they here. And I waited for her to go to bed. I did way too much work to find them. She did way too much work to hide them, in
I
my
don't
opinion.
I
But,
know. Oh my
but
gosh.
straight up, I ate like 3 of them shits. I put the box back too so that she wouldn't know. I don't know if she still know. But somewhere upstairs there's a box with like 3 Rice Krispie treats missing. It's open.
Yeah, that she's gonna notice.
At some point, I'm
There's
hoping
only like 8 in the box.
but what I'm hoping is that like it's long enough away that like it could be like a kid that did it. Like, oh yo, you
Let
believe
me
these
tell you
kids?
something. If somebody went through that much trouble to
Right?
hide it, there's literally she put an air tag on each bar. You are working 3 different air tags through your system right now. She knows where every one of them. She's like, I already know.
Real talk, yo. Gabby be like that with some of her snacks. She be like squirreling them away
Yes, I
for like the future.
understand. I get it.
Yeah.
I sometimes hide snacks here. I live alone. I don't have to do that anymore. And yet,
You gotta do it.
yeah,
It's a mental thing.
it's part of
She's
me.
yo, real talk. She's like, I still think I'm home with my 4 siblings.
Yeah,
And she's
that'll
like, I
do
just
it.
like I gotta hide shit.
Mhm.
I get it, but you gonna find out sometime next week.
Not next week. She woke up immediately like, "You found them."
Oh man, a nursing home in Pennsylvania had to evict an unwanted guest after a wild bear burst through the window looking for food.
Ooh.
Staff and residents at Presbyterian Senior Living had a busy night on Tuesday, June 3rd, when a juvenile black bear broke through a window just after 11 p.m. On one photo shared with the local news showed a shattered window and it showed claw marks by a different windowsill. Uh,
Okay.
I grabbed the walker and was hitting him, trying to get him away from the
Well,
residents.
this is a cartoon. I mean, I hope everyone's okay, but like a black bear breaking in and somebody hitting it with a walker, that's straight up yakety sax.
I
The
was gonna
Benny
say,
Hill thing playing in the background. That's so funny.
low key, every now and then, I think like they should do, I would say, quarterly fake catastrophes at senior citizen like homes, just to
Well,
like keep like life exciting. Like it should be controlled that like we know, and not even catastrophe. Like that's too much. But like a bear breaking in, that could be kind of cute.
I
And
mean,
now like the next week they got something to talk about it. Yo, you saw the bear? Yo, that's crazy, right?
oh, if it's a man in a bear costume, it needs to be highly controlled. Someone's
Yo,
gonna like you wander down the wrong hallway, it's gonna be a lot of codes. There's a lot of coding down that hallway.
I love it. I think this would be exciting.
I think that's a bad idea. That seems like a bad idea.
I think this would be cool. Like low key, if you had like once a month, like something fun happen and control it. Say like it only happens between like 11 and 12. So like, wake up, get your waffles, you know what I mean? Get your
Oh,
oatmeal,
okay.
get
So
your
if we could
applesauce.
schedule the bear attack to happen
Yeah,
like in the afternoon
exactly.
after the morning medicines, but
Yeah.
before the nap.
Put it on the activity board. so that everyone knows, like, yo, from this hour to this hour, let's say you grew up in New York, you missed that lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
For that 1 hour, you know what I mean? You got like bodega store corner reenactments. You know what I mean? You walk in the hallway, you got people, just
Okay.
chilling. Yo, what's
This
good? You
is
want to shoot
sounding
dice?
this is sounding better than a bear attack, fake or real.
Yeah.
This is sounding better. I do worry that you may uh trigger like the racism in some of the. I don't want it to be it's Bodega Tuesday and people are hanging out and then some older woman on the other side is like calling the cops because you're too loud. But then again, if you call it like street scene, maybe who knows?
Yeah.
But I don't want, you know what I mean?
And they got to tell the local PD, hey, listen, nah, that was that.
No,
Tuesdays at senior living. That's kind of what they do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Oh,
we
right.
right. Like I don't know. Who knows
Well,
what you'll awaken? I have you ever seen the clip of say like a person in a senior center and they are just kind of sitting and a little withdrawn and they put headphones on them and they play music from their youth, or if it
yeah,
was a ballet dancer they'll play Swan Lake and then the woman will go through the moves and like
yeah.
absolutely remember all of that, blah blah blah. That is what I'm hoping it's like, because I first off I'm probably going to be the person in a senior center with headphones on all the time.
Right.
Maybe plugged in, maybe not, but headphones on all the time. Uh, so, I mean, that's what I imagine it, like them coming to life because someone has put on, a record that they all remember. But, I mean, you see, it's us, so that means everybody getting up and holding their jewels when Annie Upsham's on or some shit. Like, that's what.
Real talk, yo.
Yeah,
I,
so
I don't know. I'm gonna love that era. You know what I mean? Be 90 years old, somebody got to move me by playing Get Low. You know what I mean? That shit gonna be dope. You saw Grandpa
they
get
lower
yo.
all the beds get lowered, and then they raise them back up again.
Oh man, you should have seen Grandma when Wait Till You See My Dick came on, yo. It was crazy. She
Yo,
was moved.
yeah, that would be very funny, because
I'm
the
t-
young people have to be there to videotape it and put it wherever it is that we're putting clips from at that point,
yeah.
just so you can see, watch this older woman come alive to Little John and the East Side Boys.
That shit gonna be awesome. I'm excited for it. And that's gonna be a whole new like wave of money for Lil Jon. He gonna be touring.
He's gonna be dead. What are you talking about? His estate will be fine. He should
Oh
set up a
man.
foundation, but
Oh man, that's awesome. Yo, you heard Lil Jon's hologram is coming to our yo.
yo, okay, now we talking. Let's put these holograms to use. Let's put those in senior centers. That would be fantastic.
Low key, I think that's the future. It's
I
gonna be the new like version of like karaoke.
Oh
You're gonna get
yeah,
like a
or
hologram at your
remember
center.
the impersonators?
Hmm.
Like celebrity impersonators, instead you just get like a Madonna hologram. I say that like she said she's still alive. She probably would show up at your senior center, honestly. But
Yo,
right now,
real
who
talk.
knows?
Who is you brought up something interesting there too that I've been thinking about. Who is the like what was like I feel like there's no new thing that's being impersonated. Like I still think of Elvis, you know what I mean? Like and like my kids don't know who the fuck that is no more.
Right, right, right. No, 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 no. This is excellent. Okay. Because this is a discussion that I've seen kind of floating around, which is that the past 20 years, 20 to 25 years, have just been rehashing the past 20 to
Yeah,
20 years. So, because I saw someone complaining on Twitter about how when they go out, it's always old music. It's always music from like the aughts or the 2010s, and it's never anything new. Um, and people were chiming in of just like, yeah, play this. But then other people like DJs and such were like, newer music doesn't move the crowd in that way. Y'all
right.
like everybody, all of y'all are on Molly and ketamine. Nobody is doing anything. Everybody's just sitting in K-holes. And so there's nothing is dynamic in music. Like those songs back in the day were made for the club and no
Right.
one's thinking club bangers. So that's part of it. But when you're rehashing like that over and over, you're just like in this echo chamber. So yeah, who is it going to be? I imagine Lady Gaga has stood out enough that there will be that she's
Yeah.
done enough things that I feel like you could put on like a meat dress and people go, "Oh, okay, you're Lady Gaga." Or
Right.
something and people go, "Oh, I guess you're Gaga." Like I think she's kind of it.
Yeah, like the only names I thought of were her and Bruno that like have
Oh,
enough of
maybe.
catalog that like they're something like that. But I don't know if Bruno has a look that like
Right.
I when I see like because everything Bruno puts on that I think of Bruno, I still think skinny Elvis. You know what I mean? So like like if I saw just someone dressed as Bruno,
Right,
my
you would
first
have to
thought would be
really
like,
do up the hair. You gotta, like, do up
yeah,
the hair and the skin tone or something in order for you to go, "Oh, okay, I guess that's Bruno Mars." Yeah,
real
that's funny
talk.
because Bruno Mars's career has, low key been celebrity impersonator, so,
Yeah, like,
I
you know what I
mean
mean? Like, it's not even a diss, I love your music, but, like,
right, but,
it's not
like
a visual thing that, like, I could see people, like, dressing up as you and doing
right.
contests like that, and
Yes.
that's so much of what I associate with, like, Vegas and certain other places, but
Right,
Vegas
right.
the most.
Right, and, I mean, I guess it's not that anymore, so I guess I mean, well, I mean, I guess people are already doing like Britney Spears. They're
Oh,
already
yeah,
doing
Britney is that. You're right. I
Britney
was on I
Spears.
performed at Atlantic City and got, like, bodied by, Britney Spears because she was having a concert at the same time.
Oh yeah, so no one
Real
came to
talk. Everyone that came to see me was the dads and husbands.
of the
Like, it
people
was the
in
most real talk, like, I know my demo is skews male.
the
Nah,
right.
this was different, like, it felt weird. I was like, "This is a rally, my G, like, what's happening here, homie?" I was in a
That's
room with just 95 men,
oh my
older
god, that's so funny.
that
Oh
shit
my
was
god.
wild.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah.
Real
So
talk.
Britney would be
Yeah,
one.
Brittany gets that, you right.
And then like everyone now that's coming out is just some version of that, right? So it's like I think only because uh and I mean this has to be far in the future. Only because she had such a notable year last year with that Brat album, Charlie XCX might someone might be able to do a version of her. All you got to do is put
Oh,
on a messy black wig, short club clothes, your purse, and then play one of those songs from Brat. You can only get away with like doing two songs. So you're like an opening act, but it's enough here in America that someone goes, "Oh, I think it's that Charlie girl." And I
real
think that'll
talk.
do it. I think that she might have just kind of barely slid in there.
Yo,
But
shouts to Charlie, though, that's fire. Good for
yeah,
her.
but I don't know if anyone I mean, I know the kids now, maybe Chapel Roan is gonna be their person, but to me, I'm not big on Chapel Roan. I don't think I really like her energy. So I don't think I don't really enjoy her energy. So that might not be I mean, I guess Taylor Swift, but
Yeah,
what
I was gonna say Taylor, Beyonce, they have, like, iconic looks. They're still
right.
in it.
Beyoncé has iconic looks, though.
Yeah. She has
I
iconic looks. I could see that being part of it.
I can't I know Taylor yeah, I can't really think of, like, a look that's like, "Yeah, that's
Taylor.
definitely Taylor Swift."
Yeah.
Whereas Beyoncé, I'm like, not just that's definitely Beyoncé, but that's definitely
That
the
tour. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's
Real
B-Day Beyoncé, you know what I mean? Like, that's like, each album had a thing. So,
yeah. She got
um,
that.
yeah, so, I mean, people will probably ride out on that for a long time.
Okay.
Everyone who's been trying to get by on Tina Turner probably just made the switch to
Made that pick.
Beyoncé in the way that Beyoncé became Tina Turner, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, but I don't know as far as like new-ish, I really think Gaga's probably the most identifiable one.
Yeah. You need I'm just worried because like, you again, I talked about this in different ways, but, like, I think that, like, I think it's beautiful that like art has niched down so much that like everyone has their person. But I do
Right.
think that like it's kind of cool to have cultural icons that like we all connect over
Just yeah, like a shared
a shared experience.
moment, and
Yeah,
yeah, definitely, the with the advent of the internet and everyone being able to pick their own things, you're not having those big moments anymore, and, so, like, that's why when you talk to, like, some younger people, they just don't do you know how many people don't understand the scope of how big, Michael Jackson was?
right.
Like, they
They
have no idea, like, how big,
yeah,
'cause
and there's no comparable thing now.
yeah, like that he was able to like, the whole world knew about world tours. No one had no cell phones, there was no internet, but, I mean, here's video of him of people crying for him in Budapest or wherever. Like
Yeah.
like, and people have no idea, "Oh, maybe Janet." People yeah, maybe people could do Janet, I feel
Okay.
like, but although that kinda straddles, that could be who knows?
Yeah, I'm rooting
Who
for y'all. Real talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for an impersonator right now. I think everything honestly, I think Cameo, where people are recording stuff,
Okay.
I think that's gonna be where like, I mean, there's already, like, celebrities on there, but I think that's where celebrity is right now, is, like, looking at things on the phone, so that's gonna be the format.
Hell yeah. I got during the quarantine, I got Gabby like 2 or 3 cameos for her birthday.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Real talk. That was a good time.
Did she
Yeah.
like them?
Yeah, she loved it. I got her the let me see, I the on Gilmore Girls, the so there's the main Rory's best friend's mom. She's like an Asian lady that owns a
Yeah!
shop. Yeah, I got her. She was awesome. As Gabby loves the show, I thought it was
Wait,
kind of cool.
hold on, hold on. You got Mrs. Lane?
Straight up, Mrs. Lane was on Cameo. She was dope as shit. Real talk. Like she
What?
like legit cracked me up. I remember like watching it like several times, just like laughing because I wanted to. I edited like a to like make it more of a surprise. I had all of like her friends send tapes, and I
Right,
made a
and then you
tape
just put it in
and I just
there.
spliced them in. So she was like, "Oh shit!" So yeah, I had Mrs. Lane. I know was one. I'm forgetting the third, but I know the other one was Jane the Virgin, the dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, man, you this is
Real talk.
I mean,
Uh,
I think that's amazing.
yeah.
Um, I that would blow my mind if I got not anyone from Gilmore Girls sending me a cameo would blow my mind, but miss it like
Yeah, I went
Mama
deep
Lane
cut.
is so it's just like a that what? You know what I mean?
Real
There
talk.
are characters that I'm like, I can't believe that's the one that you
Yo. And like, 'cause I started thinking about it because like I had like a budget of like, all right, I want to splurge a little bit because you know what I mean? Like we inside.
right,
And then but so I get to the cameo page and like if you put the whole thing, you could get one like big person.
right,
But I
yeah,
was like, I could get like 3 or 4 people that I think is kind of more fire.
right,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? If
Like,
you like really into this show,
if
I want to
yeah,
get
like
some deep
that's
cuts.
who I would prefer.
Yeah, I was like, I
That's who
could
I would
get like,
prefer.
and then like on top of that, like I started thinking about it like as an artist, like if I ask Chappelle to shout me out and I'm cool with him,
Right,
he might half-ass the video for me. Like, all right, yeah, this is Dave Chappelle.
right,
If I ask someone that like, if I'm a comedy fan, like on some nerd shit, yo, I know nobody really bothers you with this shit, but I really fuck with you.
right.
They might go harder.
Yeah,
And it did every single time. Like the Jane the Virgin dude, and the mom from Gilmore, they did extra shit. They were fire on that joint.
that's so
Real talk.
funny.
Like low key, like dollar for dollar, some of the best money I've gotten back in terms of like giving a gift for Gabby and like joy ratio.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm trying to find the guy's name here.
Yeah,
The
he's
Jane the Virgin.
Jaime Camille is
Oh, okay. See, I
the
got
Jane the
him.
Virgin dude.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. That's
Real talk.
so great.
That shit was awesome.
Man.
And they all did like they talked a little bit, but then they all did the character.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like Gabby kind of low key got 4 just from the two of them. You know what I mean?
I can't even imagine who I would want a cameo from. Like, I couldn't. I'd have to let other people make that decision. Like, I
Yeah.
can't think of who I would want, who I would be like, "You gotta be kidding me." You know what I mean? Like, because look, I reacted the way I did to meeting Chadwick Boseman
Okay.
because
That was beautiful.
right, because I tend to because I tend to be a low-key person. I don't know if regular listeners will believe that since I'm always screaming about something over here, but when I meet someone, I'm just usually like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of your work, great." Or I'm a fan of what you do.
Right.
Um, and, and I had been watching, like, press junkets. So to me, I was just watching YouTube and he was just coming out for the clip I was watching mentally in my head. So I was just like, "Oh yeah, of course I'm doing something having to do with Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman is here. He's in the
Right.
movie." Not like
Yeah.
he's in the room. It's he's in the movie. So I was
Right.
just like, "Oh, okay. Well, if I can ask you something about the movie while I got you here, not thinking." And so that's one where everybody else is running around or they're crying or whatever, and I'm just like, "No, but tell me about the," because I can't make that thing. So that's why I can't imagine who would who you could get that would have me go, "Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me."
Yo,
But mostly it would be like I'd probably just laugh. I can't think of anyone that would make me truly speechless. Like, can you think of any celebrity that you'd meet that would anyone that you truly admire that would leave you speechless when you see him?
I mean, it would be a huge Nas would def do that for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nas would like def leave me like I'm in awe of his writing career wise. He would def like leave me like messed up a little bit.
Okay.
Uh and I'm just because I rock a lot at the stand, so I know that like that's something that could in theory happen. I know like all that like that era of hip hop pops in a lot with like Chappelle. So I'm
Oh,
always like
really? Oh, is Chappelle at the stand a lot?
he does like that like once a year he'll do like a 2 week run
Oh,
where like he's
right.
workshopping something and he'll like take over the downstairs essentially and
Gotcha,
like
gotcha.
essentially every hip-hop guy I grew up
Guy.
with will pop in like, oh yeah, you heard Buster was here yesterday, Talib and Most, you know what I mean, so
Yeah.
uh
See, I feel like I could be in a room with those dudes and just be like, "Oh, look, there's so and so." Like, I don't know if I'm dissociating or what, if I'm like, "Yep, there's blah blah blah," and I wouldn't even like I've been in rooms with them and just be like, "Yup." You know what I
I, I that's what's up. I think I could do that with all but Nas.
Okay. All right.
Nas would be the line for me where like I would feel like I would have to leave to control the geek out
Gotcha.
of like, yo, like I know for a fact I want to ask you about like a weird lyric 4
Right.
albums ago or some shit, you know what I mean? That I don't think you might remember anymore. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
I'm trying to think of who could I be in a room with where I would just burst into tears if they came in? And honestly, probably Judy Blume. The
Okay,
author,
okay.
Judy Blume.
Yeah, shouts to Judy Bloom, yo. Real talk, yo.
I'm really trying to think, and I feel like that's about it. Any actor, I would just be like, "Oh, word? Okay." Um, but Judy Blume, I probably would be like, something to that effect.
I know if I got one for you, it's silly as hell, but I would want to get Cool Breeze and just have him say watch for the hook.
Man, I could see Cool Breeze and Kroger in like 2 weeks if I wanted to, probably. That's why I'm not that's why it would never work. You
Oh
understand?
man.
I saw Gladys Knight in a grocery store at like 4 in the morning, and people were just like, "Gladys Knight." And she's just like, "Hey, baby." And I was like, "Oh, look at that. She's doing shopping too. We're all here at the murder Kroger trying to get our shopping done." Like, it really didn't phase me. So that's
Oh
why, and
man.
not like I mean, I guarantee there's someone, certainly. But let me tell you
Yeah.
something. If I can talk to Janine Garofalo like she's a actual person and not a deity, which is where I am now with it,
Yeah.
then it's going to be hard to get because that really would have been my
Janine is the
person.
shit. real talk, I've been blessed to like do enough shows with her that like I've had like we've gotten to that place convo wise.
Right.
She is the shit. Like
Absolutely.
she is like, and it doesn't take long for her to just like see you as, oh, you just wanted other comics.
Yeah,
So you'll
yeah. I
have a
mean, I feel
dope
like
combo
that's
with her.
kinda how she comes in, and she doesn't want any fuss,
Yeah,
which I
she's like, yeah,
totally
you want
understand.
us? Cool.
Yeah,
She is awesome.
yeah.
But yeah, like my first interaction with her was a blast just because like I was asking her to do one of my shows and she was like, all right, cool, text me so that I have the info and make sure you say everything we talked about because I don't have my phone on me and
Mhm.
I don't check my phone more than like once a week. So
Right.
like I'm not gonna remember Gastor if you just leave that alone.
Right.
So she's like, say that you joked about oatmeal and that this is for charity. Uh, I was like, it's like that. She's like, yep. She's like, I don't do cell phones, none of social media. She's like, I'm gonna see that on like Tuesday, my G.
Right.
And like I'm gonna need like hints to remember what this was about that I
Yes.
agreed to. But
That's
she's
very
dope,
funny.
real spit. Oh, and I found a third person. I logged into my Cameo account first time in 4 years. The third person is his real name is Conrad Ricamora. Uh,
Yeah!
yeah, we was watching what was that show? The murder show.
He was on a
Why am
murder
I
show?
Yeah, that, I mean, how do you know him?
Oh, well, he was in, Fire Island, Joel Kim Booster's Fire
Oh,
Island. He was
no,
the
no, How to Get Away with Murder. That's how I know
Oh,
him.
was he on that? See, I never
Yeah.
watched that. Okay, that makes sense. There are whole shows that have huge casts that have gone on to things, and I'm like, "What were they on?" And someone says the show, and I'm like, "Oh, right, that huge juggernaut that I completely missed." Yeah, no, he was in, Fire Island, which
Oh,
is where I saw him, and he also, uh, I feel like maybe he did one of the recent versions of, Little Shop of Horrors on Broadway, and
oh, rock
he
on.
is in Oh, Mary. He's been in Oh, Mary, the
Hell yeah.
Paula Scola's, Tony-winning play.
That's it.
Um,
Just
yeah, and one of my old, stand-up students is, like, his best friend or something. So
Oh, it's beautiful. Hell yeah.
but, yeah, oh, that's great. That's
Real
very
talk.
funny.
Because we like binge watched that show during the lockdown. So like, and real, and that was he was the one that me and Gabby most bonded over. Like every other character, Gabby and I'd be like, oh, I like that guy. I hate that dude. Like on the show, as you know what I mean? Like as the
Right,
character. So
right,
like this dude's character, we both were like, I love him, like the character. And then, obviously like all these people are just talented actors. So like we like them as people. But
right.
like that character, we both agreed like was just a good person on the show. So like I was like, oh, that's what I'm gonna get. So yeah, I got the three of them to do.
Oh.
I'm excited because I think I could download these things again. And just do these for me. I didn't realize that. 4 years later, a cameo just becomes your gift.
Yeah,
Look
and
at
that's so funny. Yeah, yeah, and also I'm looking at all the other things that Conrad Ricamora has done, and I'm like, "Oh, he's been quite busy, and I don't know."
respect,
I
yo.
have no idea, and I only know him from, like, 2 oh, yeah, and How to Die Alone. Natasha Roth what's her last name?
Yo.
Yeah, yeah,
Shots to
that was a
Conrad, yo.
Hulu show. Rothwell, I think, Natasha Rothwell, who
Oh
was on
yeah.
yeah, 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 she had her show, How to Die Alone, and he played her best friend on that.
Shouts to Natasha. She's the subject of a sketch we just shot. You'll see that later this week.
Oh, okay. She was at
She's awesome.
the TED Talk that I did. She performed at that too. We literally walked by each other, but I'd never met her before, and I was just like, I don't know how to yell, "Hey, I'm also comedy adjacent," or whatever. You just keep it moving. But I was not, like I love you on Insecure. I didn't feel like yelling all that. You know what I mean?
Real
That's the other
talk.
thing. I don't want to bother nobody. That's why it's hard for me to get like I don't wanna trouble you.
Nah, you gotta do it sometimes, B.
I guess.
I've never had somebody come up to me and say, "Yo, I love your work," and like gotten mad at it. Um,
Right,
you
right.
know what I mean? So that's my logic. Like as long as like I could see it getting weird if someone like lingered too long or like, and you're trying to get work done.
Mhm.
And as an artist, since we also do this, I know not to do that. Cause like if I'm seeing you, it usually means you're in the I just performed or I'm about to
Uh,
perform headspace.
sure,
So
sure.
like I always make it quick, and I know you would too. But like I
Yeah.
know that whenever when someone says, "Hey, I don't mean to bother you," just want to say, "Yo, like I like your work." it's always made me feel better. So I
Right,
feel like
right.
that should be similar for other artists. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And if you're like somewhere eating or you're doing something that is personal, that is not at all, I'm probably not going to
Yeah, nah,
bug
that's
you.
different.
Like, nah, you're living a life, but hey,
Yeah,
I saw you do it. I saw you out here eating French fries, and now I can move on with my life. But
real talk.
I don't want to bother anyone. Anyway, this black bear saw some Rice Krispies and dipped.
If you would like to send Shalewa and I ginkgo biloba so we can stay focused and actually finish these podcasts with the tangent that we planned. All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't think we have focus problems. I think that's the one thing I've been most clear about after 4.5 years of doing the show. Shalewa and I love tangents.
We are literally all over the place.
5 stars, you enjoy the tangents and we appreciate you. But keep sending us articles because like we need
We
a
need
through line.
something. At some point, we hit the wall of a tangent. We go, "What were we here for?" Oh, that's right, news articles.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs this week to Kimmy Marie, Lori McDaniel, the Realist 23, FCBLJ, and the Rare Element. Always appreciate y'all.
So
With all
many
that said,
names, and we got to one article. I swear we're gonna get to the rest of them.
real talk. I do highlight the ones that we miss, and
Right?
if we have a light week, we always like go back. So it's
Yeah.
not they're not fully missed. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
we're using them every part of the buffalo. Trust
Real
us.
talk. With all that said, I got to if you subscribe to our Patreon, correspondents technically get a cameo from us. That's kind of so yeah. We've been talking about this thing.
Right?
Yeah, low key.
We
That's one of the
do.
things.
We
I
have a
forgot.
Patreon, and yeah, if you want to, we absolutely. I can't guarantee that it will be a short video, judging by where we went today. Give us some guidelines. Give us some guardrails, and then we'll do what we can.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things we put for like 6 months for the correspondent level. That like we'll send them a video. Was a cameo style video after 6 months. Yeah. So yeah, we gonna do that to a bunch of random people. Real talk, you gonna get some weird videos from and right now, yeah, like I'll have to like put a post up of saying like, yo, like if you got like a reason for the cameo. Otherwise, you're just gonna get
You're just gonna get what you
random
get.
videos from us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
these
think
random
that
thank
through.
yous. So yeah, I'll post that up for y'all to like give us options because you saw what happened today.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, I am I gotta tell you, excited about those cameo videos now. Gastor Almonte, with I think finding out that she's doing cameo videos right now. So hey, what's up? Oh man, this has been we got sidetracked. You know what I mean? But we got some good Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah.
Out of the
Yeah.
episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.